What's up everybody, welcome back to Games with Grant. I'm Grant Burton and I'm playing some more Disco Elysium, the final cut. More murder, more mystery, and probably more long conversations about things I really don't understand. So yesterday I picked up a bunch of new objectives and missions and tasks and so on and so forth. Today it's basically just going to be about the same thing, although I should say I don't have too much time today, so I'm probably only going to be streaming for about an hour, if that, to be honest. Because Fridays are busy days thanks to TV shows like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I've just finished watching this week's episode of, and boy was that a good episode. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Let's get on with the game. I need to talk to this woman who runs this bookshop.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Right, why are you so uptight about those curtains? Right, okay, yeah. What if I want to buy a book? The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store. Right, I think I can probably get away with asking all of these questions.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile, then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well? Point at a necklace. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Sounds like a very specific spell if it makes people want to buy books.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
I had a few more questions about the curse. What if I want to buy a book? Your daughter's the one standing outside. Convince her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. Well, let's
Okay, but
ask some
please,
questions
only
first.
a few questions.
Right, I've already asked them. What if I want to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
10, she's certainly very polite and helpful. 5, I felt some interest. 1, not impressed. I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Annette is quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. All this pressure has made her really anxious. You know she's been chewing her nails.
God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
Part of hers too, clearly.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong, even I know that, and I don't usually know anything. That is true, and obviously the world of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter. Yeah, actually it's super alright for kids to chew with their hands off. Right, I'm not going for that one. So I'm thinking maybe the top one.
She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Yep.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologise. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
She stops, but her mouth keeps moving.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
My husband is completely different, of course.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Okay. Shouldn't she be back in school long
And
before
hell
then?
freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Alright, let's try this now. Oh, it went up to 92%. Okay, so definitely give that a go.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void.
how do you know all this?
Here we go.
You're Parsimonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Oh,
Right.
certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Alright, so let's have a look at my objectives now. They are starting to pile up. Investigate the Doom commercial area. Sorry, the Doom commercial area, so it's not just this building. There's a lot to look at. Find a way into the secret passage that's in Gart's cafe. Track down your gun, track down my badge. Find out who put the clothes there, find out. So that's something I need to do soon, and I think that's going to happen soon because they should be showing up at the night time, I think. Find out stuff about the world, pay for the damages, but I need money to do that. Find out who made the call, and then speak with Kim at the end of the day. After 2200. I need to speak to Kim about that as well. but I can only do that after I've inspected the body, which I can only do once I've found some way to boost up my endurance, because I get sick every time I go there. And of course find the music to sing the karaoke. Plenty to do. Not at all racking up a long list of things
You
that's
see a
starting
set
to
of
get
tattered
daunting.
curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Pull them up.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
What is that? It escapes from Pleasance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Alright, let's go and have a look. What we got here? Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. It's an interesting picture of someone. Merely looking at an unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. I missed that. Shouldn't have zoomed in so much.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is there.
Well, I've got the key,
After
so let's go.
exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Alright. Chicken out now, Kim, why not? He's all for it before, supporting me every step of the way. Right. What's going on now? Looks like a gym. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. What's that? Shot put ball. Where? What am I meant to do with that? A ball used for playing shot put? Well, I know what it is. Alright, so that must be coming in useful later on, maybe. The poster says, Citius, Fortis, the rest is worn off.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates.
I've got a feeling I'm going to be able to lift this.
It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Right. Well, there's a low chance of me actually lifting it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself like that. And it could also do even more damage. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of person would just remove the collars? It should be a felony. Actually, I don't really care about safety hazards.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Right, well, I'm not going to do that because that seems like a bad idea. Nope, nope. Come on. Worn out wall bars, they look unsafe. Right, let's go up here. Never mind. What's he
It's
going now?
dark.
The lieutenant states the obvious.
This would be a lot easier with a flashlight. I've got one in the Kinema's toolbox. We should go back for it before we continue. No sense in tripping around in the darkness.
Well, look at this because it's here. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Fair enough, we will go get the flashlight before venturing further down there. But by the time we get there, I'm probably gonna have to do something else. Oh, I just noticed that she came indoors now. I'm going to speak to her again, which means another loading screen. Right, back in we go. So here's where I'm at with this game so far. I've played about 3.5, 4 hours, maybe? And I really, really like this game. Plain and simple. It's very different from what I'm usually play.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Wait, where did you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
It's a
Maybe.
fedora.
It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Okay, see you around. Well, let's see this new hat of mine. Well, there we go. I look like a right cowboy now. I think I might remove the gloves. I don't think I need them anymore at the minute. Right. There we go. Come on. Sometimes I push a button and it just doesn't do anything, and then I've got to do it again for some reason. Reading around, it seems like that's a common bug. Hopefully they will fix that. It also seems that people are having frame rate issues with the game. The book is titled Man from Heimdall and the Wildfire. Don't know what that's about. Right, get the flashlight.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, a metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into play. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers, and the
Right, so I've got the flashlight now. Right. I need to go and find out what time. 'Cause I know the Union goes to show up at some point in the evening. I just can't quite remember when. So that's gonna be really later on. Where is it? Right, the Union box. Garter said some unruly members. They're not there today, but most likely they'll eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Right. So that just seems like it's gonna be a thing that happens eventually. So I will crack on with this then. If you've missed any of my playthrough with Disco Elysium so far, the VODs are all available on my YouTube channel, Games with Grant. That's Games with Grant on YouTube. You can catch all of my playthrough of Disco Elysium and a bunch of other content.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Right. Now let's get to it. It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Right, so have I got to equip the flashlight somehow? Yep, there we go. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Airship rotors covered in spider webs, they remind you of blades. I'm assuming I can get around that way. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow colour. I'll have that. Hearing lots of clattering there. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth-bitten. I'll have some more of that. Can't get enough money. But where are the clothes it's used to display?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic, translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the
The
photos.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, Boreal Dvorg. Yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUM. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading what happened.
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Alright, we'll step away from now. I think it's best we get a better idea of what's going on here.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here. This must be an elaborate piece of art, of course, narrow your eyes. The autonomy of the curse.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What
Nothing.
else?
It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Alright, that looks like a door. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Right, I didn't actually want to go through the door. I don't know why I did that. Wait, let me go back. How do I go back? Because I've still got a room to check out. Assuming I can get into it. Right. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top player. Steel rotored blades bearing a slipstream logo.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to? Ooh, it's like the Star Wars quote, who's dead, the master or the apprentice?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad. That's just speculation. We don't know anything for sure.
Reality is ruthless.
Alright, what was that? The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Well, clearly I use that in this thing over here.
The dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame. Forgotten. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Indian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password. Let's see if I can get a hint. I doubt it'll comply with that, but oh well. Oh, very abrupt.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Still no. Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Any other information?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Any other questions?
Okay, so she just didn't answer that.
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guards are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, votre accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
Fair
That's
enough.
why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, votre accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Let's press print to see
Nothing
what happens. Alright.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
And let's leave. Alright, now we'll venture into this part of the place.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Someone tried to exercise the curse using technology. Looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How would they plan to do that? Has anyone ever done this before? And this was a role-playing game. What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts. Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
They were insane to think they could do this. It was just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pocket. The curse got them. I see no other explanation. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger.
it's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Right, now we'll continue. Right, so where are we now? Right, that's a big creepy bear. Right, what have I just picked up? Magnesium and money. This looks like a fridge of sorts.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear. Lieutenant doesn't have answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. Let's
A
crack
gust
it.
of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
Lieutenant makes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine one of the ice cream
A
wrappers.
friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Right. White morning. And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you arrive above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop in the corner, and finally in a matchbox house. Sitting by the window, white flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white morning, a modern death, divorce, or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him, make him smaller, make him less you. Plus 20% zoom out distance, okay? All motorics learning caps raised by 1. Right, okay, cool. An ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Okay. We'll get to that soon. Oh, no. We'll get to it now then. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. No, no.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Where are we? Look around.
Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Right. What have I picked up? The antique rifle. It's broken from ages on past. Okay. And what's this? Handwritten note from the fridge.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Well, we know who that illiterate ginger kid is, because it's Kuno from earlier, I'm assuming.
You'll find the filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Soif.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Remind me again, what's a filament
It
memory?
belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Right. So there's that. And I've got a new level up. Right, what do I need to level up? So, I need to find a way of getting to the body without being sick. Endurance is your metabolism and circulatory system. It improves your health, one of the 2 health pools in the game. Enables you to survive being a cop. Who cares if you can't aim a gun, if you can take a few bullets? Why be afraid of drugs that hurt your health if you're a very, very healthy man? High levels of endurance enable you to take a few knocks to the head, enjoy greater quantity of drugs, and shake off a few cardiac arrests. It makes you a powerful man who looks down on the weaklings who can't keep up. However, cops with low endurance are likely to struggle. The body is frail already, and the flesh of a cop will often be tested, and if it doesn't pass, it dies. Right, so that might not do much for feeling sick, so I don't know about that. Alright, full on self-destructive behavior. Right. Physical instrument, high level, break doors, chains and bones. Man of unrestrained pleasure and unrepentant Lothario who leers of people with a bottle of speed and plastic bendy straw in either hand. Shivers. Shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world as you listen to the city. You don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. Half-light. Half-light makes you ultra attuned to the world. It is perpetual fear. You'll be ready always to pounce. Suggestion makes you affable to everyone and more resistance to their charms in the term, but all the more schmoozing and oozing charm will make you slimy. High levels will be very hard at the police force, not only willing and able but obliged to take a bullet for your partner. Authority, that's not going to be that. Volition. Higher levels make you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At lower levels, however, you'll have little morale. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop. Right, so none of this I don't think is actually going to help, to be honest. Reaction speed, savoir faire. Composure makes you tuck your gut and maintain a stern expression even lying in bed. Late night when no one else can see you, you'll have to keep it up. You'll never be able to stop. With low composure though, you'll always be the first to crack. Every cop's got a point when all that fear and rage comes spilling out, and the ones who unleash it don't stay on the force much longer. So it could be that. That might help me get to the body. I do really need to boost some of these ones up though. I'll do that one. Right. And where were we? A frozen ice cream maker that's still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
I have a pry bar in my kinema, in case you want to try again.
Typical.
So it might be that my pry bar isn't strong enough for that lid.
Alright, so maybe not typical. Either way, we're gonna have to come back. I'm not going all the way back there right now just to open that, so we'll finish off investigating here first.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Right, well I best get a idea of the room a bit more before I mess around with that. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. What was that? Insane mesh tank top. Where did you even get that one? No, really, who put it in the drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. Nah, I think I prefer the shirt, to be honest. No, not going up there. That's stairs, I just noticed. Keep looking around here. Healing item and money. The wall collapsed, it's inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
I'm hallucinating, or maybe it's the entity. I hear the murderer of the hanged man talking. I'm not sure, but I think I can hear someone talking.
Wait, really? You should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Smear your hands with coal. Why would I do that?
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid. A hollow ring goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Yell hello into the furnace.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello? You hear a woman's voice answer.
You've awakened the entity.
Hello, did you say anything? There's a pause. I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Right. Oh, what was that? The wind howls and from the coal chute above. Nothing around here. Okie dokie. Let's go. I don't want to mess around with the ice cream maker too much at this point, because who knows what pulling those wires will end up doing. I'll have that. A cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. Alright, let's go upstairs now. Nope. Oh. Well, we're here. I did not know that's where that was leading. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time I've got for you tonight, because I have things to do, and Fridays are busy days because of all the things that come out on Fridays, and the need to keep up with them before anything gets spoiled, like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Great episode this week, by the way. Go check that out, Falcon and Winter Soldier, if you're not watching it for whatever reason. But that has been my stream for tonight. I'm Grant Burton. If you've missed any of my playthrough of Disco Elysium, or if you just want more video game content from me, you can go to my YouTube channel, Games with Grant. That's Games with Grant on YouTube. Or why not go to my other YouTube channel, which is just my name, Grant Burton, on YouTube, where you will find all of my film and TV content. Tomorrow I am posting a ranking of the best film cameos of all time, so that's something to look forward to. And of course you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Grant Burton if you want. What else is there? I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, I will be back tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, there's a good chance I'll be back playing this again tomorrow to continue my investigation. But until then, that's all I've got for tonight, I'm afraid. So thanks for watching.